سعيدا كن فريدا عش بفخر في الحياة، لا تبالي فالمعالي بالتحدي لا سواه. كن سعيدا كن فريدا عش بفخر في الحياة، لا تبالي فالمعالي بالتحدي لا سواه، بالتحدي لا سواه. حرر النفس ولا تحيا هباء، يا ربيعا أنت والعطر الرداء. حرر النفس ولا تحيا هباء، يا ربيعا أنت والعطر الرداء. خذ قرارا وانطلق لا تنتظر، ليس كل الناس.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. It really is an earnest pleasure for me to welcome each and every one of you to the Furaha Sports Festival. We're going to start, inshallah, with a recitation of the Quran. Can we have the two young boys, please? Brothers Shabir Qasim and Ali Waji.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إنما المؤمنين إخوة فأصلحوا بين أخويكم واتقوا الله لعلكم ترحمون. يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا يسخر قوم من قوم عسى أن يكونوا خيرا منهم ولا من نساء عسى أن يكن خيرا منهم ولا تلمزوا أنفسكم ولا تنابزوا بالألقاب. بئس اسم الفسوق بعد الإيمان، ومن لم يتب فأولئك هم الظالمون. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اجتنبوا كثيرا من الظن إن بعد الظن إثم، ولا تجسسوا ولا يغتب بعضكم بعضا أيحب أحدكم أن يأكل لحم أخيه ميتا فكرهتموه. واتقوا الله إن الله تواب رحيما. صدق الله العلي العظيم. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of God, the most beneficent, the most merciful. believers are but a single brotherhood. So make peace and reconciliation between you two contending brothers, and fear God that you may receive mercy. O you who believe, let not some men among you laugh at others. It may be the latter are better than the former. Nor let some women laugh at others. It may be the latter are better than the former. Nor defame, nor be sarcastic to each other, nor call each other by offensive nicknames. Ill-seeming is a name connoting wickedness, to be used of one after he has believed, and those who do not resist are indeed doing wrong. O you who believe, avoid suspicion as much as possible, for suspicion in some cases is a sin, and spy not on each other, nor speak ill of each other behind their backs. Would any of you like to eat the flesh of his dead brother? Nay, you would be abhorred. But fear God, for God is oft returning most merciful. Jazakallahu al-aliyyul azim.
Okay, the next agenda item in the program is to have the participating teams parade into this main area over here. I believe we are starting with Dubai. Dubai. Dubai! I apologize, they took a little bit of time. They were just waiting to make sure there was no one from Qatar coming before them. Gentlemen, we are running 30 minutes late, so by Khoja time we're about an hour early, so don't worry, we'll get through everything inshallah. The next team to come through is Zanzibar. No, it's not Zanzibar, it's Lindy. Lindy, we need to hear something from you. And then we have a very big representation from Kinshasa. Followed by our friends from Madagascar. Are they singing in Gujarati or French? And then we have our friends from Toronto. I thought Toronto was a big Jamaat. Did we want more people to escape the winter? And then we have Ahmedabad. Ahmedabad is followed by Karachi. And now we have Dar es Salaam. Thank you, Dar es Salaam. Dar es Salaam were actually supposed to come first, but as usual, they were delayed. After Dar es Salaam, we have Mumbai. After Mumbai, we have Mombasa.
Mombasa!
Next we have Arusha. Arusha. Followed by Songea.
बाउंस कर जरा
This is Mukhtar. Mick, that's the Songea golf team. I'm really worried about it. Brothers and sisters, a very, very loud cheer, please, for your hosts, Nairobi. With that, I'm going to call we have a speech by the convener of the sports festival. Mick, who's the convener of the sports festival? Is it you? You did all of this. Man, you got skills. Please.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Chairman of Africa Federation, Shabir Bhai Najafi, Chief Guest, Dr. Nashad Merali, dignitaries, Assalamu alaikum, participants, guests, and ladies. We have spent a few weeks preparing for this event, and I hope that we match up to your expectations. But to start with, I think big salawat and applause is due to the respective team managers. All 15 cities who have come here. I think you guys must have done a lot of hard work to make sure that you put together a team and make it part of this event, which is only the single most important reason that this event is going to be successful. Can we have a large salawat for these managers? So, brothers and sisters, my elders, coming for this an event like this, which is a different type of event, where you don't have to be a delegate, you don't have to be a councillor, you don't have to be a chairman, you don't have to be of any status, you just have to be able to play something and make it, is something that all of us must cherish. And Alhamdulillah, despite whatever troubles we faced or you faced, you've made it. That's fantastic. But the big thing that I want to talk about today is faith. You know, faith is not what when I talk about faith, I'm not talking about believing in a religion or believing in your deed. I'm talking about faith in each other. And that is what sports teaches you to achieve. Have faith in each other. You are playing a team event, mostly, unless you are playing golf like me, then you're on your own. But in a team event, you always have to depend on your colleague, on your team member, and without the faith that you should have in him, you won't be able to achieve a result. So this activities here teaches you a lot about being able to have faith in each other. It's critical. And then we can take it forward in our community, interaction amongst others, within our friend circles. Yeah? So sports is a foundation that helps you or teaches you or cultures you or develops you to have faith in each other. Our religion places a very big emphasis on having faith. And it is imperative. It is absolute that we must have faith in each other. Otherwise, maybe our belief in Islam will also be at question. So thank you very much, guys. You've come here because you have faith in Nairobi. Thank you very much, guys. You have faith in us. Thank you very much. You have faith in the Africa Federation. Thank you very much for being here. I hope your stay is wonderful and memorable, and I hope you enjoy it while you're here. With that, thank you very much and welcome. Karibuni sana. Enjoy yourselves. This event was successful because we had an enormous amount of support from partners. We had approximately 39 partners who came on board and backed our event. A majority of them were from Nairobi, but we had support from Dar es Salaam, we had support from Mombasa, we had support from Dubai, we had support from all the way down under in Australia. I'd like that we give a large salawat to all our partners. Our single largest supporter was none other than Dr. Nashad Mirali, who took care of single-handedly of close to 30% of the entire cost implication. And for that, I would like to take this opportunity to ask our chairman, Brother Shakir Mirali, to present to him on behalf of the organizing committee an appreciation plaque. Dr. Nashad Mirali, please. A large salawat, please. Thank you very much, Dr. Nashad Mirali. You're the greatest supporter of sports. Thank you very much. Thank you.
The reason why I continue to take pot shots at Brother Mukhtar is, given his size, it's very hard to miss. Next, we're going to invite the Sports Council Chairman, Al-Haj Muhammad Hussain Somji.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm not a good speaker like Mickey, so under the paper. The chief guest, Al-Hajj Dr. Naushad Mirali, Chairman of Africa Federation, Al-Hajj Shabir Bhai Najafi, the Chairman of Nairobi and the host Jamaat, Al-Hajj Shakir Mirali, distinguished dignitaries and all protocols observed. On behalf of the Sports Council of the Africa Federation, it gives me immense pleasure and honor to welcome you all to the Furaha Sports Festival 2017 in Nairobi, where the organizing committee under the leadership of Mukhtar Asaria has left no stone unturned to make this a memorable event for all of you. Sports festivals, as you know, has been happening since 1984 and have strengthened year on year. On the onset, it goes without saying, this event would not be possible without the partners who dug into their pockets in these times to give us something, even if it was a small amount. Special thanks, of course, goes to our platinum sponsor, Samir Group, under the leadership of Dr. Naushad Mirali, who not only loves sports, he philanthropically sponsors all sports that will uplift the youth. His contribution towards the Kenya Junior Golf Foundation is clear manifestation of his love for sports. Did you know, because of his contribution, it is now possible for a junior golfer to play golf in the whole country by paying only $1 as green fees. Now, Shadakat, I'm sure you must be really gratified to see the crowd like this. To all partners, I thank you for your support to make this event possible, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you abundantly as you have made it possible for nearly 500 participants to meet, unite, and compete. No other function, like Mick said, in our community makes this possible. To be present here, you simply have to be a sportsman. I would like to thank individual contributors of various Jamaats who also assisted in making sure that with their contribution, their cities participated with pride. Tonight, you are amongst nearly 500 fellow participants. If you want to make these partners proud, make sure you use these 8 days to foster as many friendships as possible, exchange contacts, learn about their cities, talk about opportunities that exist in their cities, and how you could exploit these opportunities. I am sure if you come up with a plan that needs further assistance and scrutiny, Africa Federation under the newly formed Economic Upliftment Committee will be willing to help. To the organizing committee, the Sports Council is truly indebted. I, of course, am very happy to be part of the organizing committee. And when we were having our meetings, we had nothing but joy and fun at our meetings. And as I mentioned before, it was a pleasure working under Mukhtar Asaria, Mick as we call him. He is a class administrator and a meticulously apt. If I was to summarize Mick, he is like a tea bag. The hotter the water, the stronger the tea. From the bottom of my heart, thank you very much. Let me now turn for a few minutes the focus on the Sports Council of the Africa Federation and highlight 3 of our many plans we have until our term expires in 2019. 1, we want to make each and every member of every constituent Jamaat live an active life. And for that, we have partnered with our wellness guru, Dr. Mahmoud Wauji, who has kindly agreed to be with us for the duration of the Furaha Festival in mentoring us on wellness. Second, we would love to exploit talented sportsmen and women and help them by providing mentoring and assisting to take up sports as a career. My team is working to identify sports-related universities, engaging them. We are also collaborating with the Education Board of the Africa Federation to see how we can make this possible. Number 3, one of the terms of reference of the Sports Council is to avail, upgrade, and uplift sporting facilities in every Jamaat. And it is with this term of reference, we would like to take this up actively and present a working paper in the next Africa Federation meeting where the focus will be sustainability. We want to do more, and we request you all to please register and join our closed Facebook page where ideas can be shared and debated. We are a team of 10 members from various Jamaat in Africa. Some of them are present here and some are not. Please, when I call out your name, stand up and be recognized. My vice chairman is Shahik Merali from Madagascar, who is not here, but he sends his best wishes. Honorable Secretary is Mama Jafar Mekli from Kampala. I know he's here. Our other members are Shakil Jafar from Dar es Salaam is not here. Ali Jawad Manji is going to be here with us tomorrow. Siptin Kasamali, I know from Nairobi, he's here, I'm sure. Hasnain Jagani is Nairobi as well, thanks. And Musadik Versi from Arusha, he is going to be with us tomorrow, inshallah. Amit Roja Hussein is from Reunion, he sends his apologies. And Kambar Somji from Mombasa, he will be here with us playing golf on Monday. Finally, today we have approved the logo of the Sports Council of the Africa Federation. And the winner of this competition is Faisal Rajpal from Dar es Salaam. It was not an easy task as we had 51 entrants from 6 Jamaat. He will receive his award in due course in an event in Dar es Salaam. I end my presentation by requesting Dr. Merali and the Chairman of Africa Federation, please, if you can accompany me and unveil our logo, please. Please, thanks.
Another salawat, please, for Brother Muhammad Hussein Somji. I have been asked to give 2 clarifications. The first is, many of you know Brother Mika Saria, and for many of you and myself as well, it is the first time I'm actually seeing him in a proper jacket. He did ask me to tell all of you that just because he's wearing a proper jacket does not mean that he is prospecting for a second wife. I have also been asked repeatedly as to why it is I am not wearing the Nairobi uniform, given that I will also be participating. I was actually told when I was asked to MC the event that I either had to look smart or be funny, and given that nobody really understands my jokes, what do you think? Our next speaker is going to be Brother Shabir Najafi, who has been a tremendous supporter of our community over here, and it gives me great pleasure to invite him to come and speak to yourselves for a few minutes. Brother Shabir.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Respected scholar, President of Nairobi Jamaat Shakib Merali, our past President of Africa Federation Alhaj Ramzan Bainanji, Chief Guest Alhaj Mushad Merali, all our chief sponsors, elders, brothers, sisters, the past presidents of Jamaat, the chair lady of SAD, Sister Taira Bai Shivji, my elders, brothers, sisters, children, Salamun Alaikum. As I was walking here, when Manzoor Bhai saw me, he was expecting a very, he knows when I get mic, it's a formal community speech. I can assure you, Manzubai, today I'm in a very sporty mood. I was even going to wear a tracksuit, but they said not to. So it's going to be a very light and a sporty speech. I'm on a day off. Look, I would first and foremost say fantastic. The atmosphere and the spirit, and when I see the participants from across the world, don't you think that we should be chuffed? This is unbelievable, Mutarba, in the sports channel. Superb. For those of you who are new to Africa, and in particular to Kenya, you know, we have a very high, strong human capital in this part of the world. And we brag we are a force to be reckoned with. Not only the super species, the human beings, our animals are liked all over the world. And you find tourists from far, Toronto, UK, they all come here. And when the tourists go, there are three phrases that they all take back. And for those who have come from outside Africa, and particularly after Kenya, the words are, as Mukarba initially said, karibu. So they all, even the Muzungus, go with the word karibu. And then there is jambo, which you all know. But one phrase that you will pick up, it's your first day today, and that would be Hakuna Matata. Hakuna Matata means no problem. Africa Federation Chairman, Sports Council Chairman Momsen Bai, when he called Shakir Bai of this event, Shakir Bai said Hakuna Matata. He then called Mukhtar Bai, who is a very skillful administrator with immense experience in Africa Federation in Jamaat, and he said Hakuna Matata. And it went to his team and the participants Hakuna Matata. So this is how this event came with no problem. And this, as we have said, there is a spirit. This community, we have a characteristic of performance and administration. And we are very good at that. When we migrate to other parts of the world where we never existed before, we first put up our centers, sporting facilities, education, schools. This is in us, the Khojas. Our Marjai Taqlid, Agashistani, when other communities go to them, he says, go to Khojas, pick up the administration from them. That is our community. We are the followers of Ahlul Bayt, and as such, we are bonded with Islamic values and principles and way of life, so that's there. And because of that, and the practices and the preachings of our imams, we, amongst many things that we have instilled in our daily life and community life, apart from Tabligh, are three most important parts. One is volunteerism. The other is education. And the third, and equally important, is sports. You know, this kind of events, a lot of things originate from it. We should not take this easy. This is not just a sporting, competitive event. A lot of things happen from it. When people meet at these forums, there is networking, there is entrepreneurship, there is matchmaking. In Africa, again, for the spouses, we are well known worldwide. We give our brothers and sisters and sons and daughters who become the parents of the future of the world. So a lot of things come out which we don't see. It's a pity we don't have a research facility, then otherwise we would know. You know, when we are in schools, we have this thing of OBs. You know, when you want to lobby something in ministry, government, school, corporate levels, we say, oh, it was my OB. Not the Jamaat office bearer, but school OB. Then we have Hajj gatherings, and we say, oh, Mara Sate Hajj Mahato. You know, and that lingers on forever. And you know, the third most is the sports festival. I meet people all over, oh yes, 84 Mamed, 86 Madaris Kamara Sports Mahato. And they have a bond since that day. They have continued. And the reflection and the impact that it has in the community is unbelievable. We don't see it. And sports in our community is so important because we need healthy minds and healthy bodies. Then only Can we have good entrepreneurs, good scholars, businessmen, good everything? That is fundamental. And we have with us Mahmoud Bhai Mauji is going to talk on the well-being of it. It also brings in discipline. It is a holiday season globally. People want to be near their loved and dear and friends and the close ones. They have come miles out to be together in unison for this event. What does that tell us? That is the discipline of sports. They have taken this so seriously. I think we give one salawat to all the participants who have, particularly those who have come from outside Africa. Salawat al-Nabi. As I said, a lot will emanate from here. It's like volunteerism. Volunteerism is again one of the aspects that has made this possible. You know, I move, wherever we go, we find leaders, and they said, you know, I was serving tea in this Jamaat. I was a volunteer, I was an HVC, I was a committee member, I'm a leader. And that is the spirit. Today, the corporate world is spending money to teach how to serve. This, the community, it grows when you're growing with the community. It's instilled and it's free of charge. And that is the spirit what makes this possible. This normally at corporate level, we would just ask our staff to hire an event manager and it would be done. These are volunteers. Mukhtar Bhai and his team would have trotted every hotel, every tent supplier, every this, that and other to negotiate to get the best, free of charge, to keep the cost low. So people and the participants of all financial strength can participate. Again, I commend you. My vice chairman will be here on the closing, Shakir Bhai. Your team has done fantastic work. Even we have on Mukhtar Bhai's team, we have the financial controller who is an acute businessman of Nairobi, Hassan Bhai Jagani. And for those who don't know, Hassan Bhai, one of his businesses is in ice creams. So you must test his ice cream free of charge before you part. But these people have worked day and night and have made this possible. My focus here is not on the sporting. You have facilitators, those are the experts, and they will talk about what comes out of this and how serious this is. Before I hand over the mic back to Shakir Bhai, amongst our community, we have personality which you all very commonly, very well know as Naushad Bhai Merali. Shakir Bhai Mukhtar Bhai has recognized and appreciated him on behalf of all of us, and we share that, and it's well deserved. But for the people who may not know, and there should be very few, Naushad Bhai is he's the chairman of Samir Group of Companies. He's obviously a global corporate magnate for us, and this part is on the top league of our community, which makes us all very proud. And he has been there for all community projects, not just in Nairobi, not just in Africa, throughout the world. Whether it is in Mambarga, whether it is a school, whether it is a social complex, it's been there. What Africa Federation would like, Naushad Bhai has deserved and enjoyed recognition throughout the world. Today is very timely because where we are today, I think this was the vision of the then president, Marum Zuli Bhai Kimji and his team, followed by Aprakon Kara, Akbar Bhai Kara, and Naushad Bhai and Zarin Bhai were the pillars to put up this center. This center is 20 years plus. Even today, we have Torontonians here. I go to London, you go anywhere. You cannot have a center like this even in today's time. This was in the 90s when Africa and Kenya was supposed to be a jungle land. Today we are market leaders, we are emerging markets. And even today this is not easy. The circuit, not just for our community, but the wider community of Nairobi. And the other one that is in Offing is in Mombasa. And even that too, Naushad Bhai is very instrumental in that. And this is something Naushad Bhai and Zarin Bhai, not only you have given to the community, but you have raised our spirits. And what this transformed And then the school has had a global impact when people migrated from you. We can only appreciate you, but the rewards is by Almighty. And we will at this juncture recite Surah Fatiha for your mom, your family, Marum Zulfikar by Kimjan, all the Marumins of this community. Surah Fatiha. I think Africa Federation, can I have somebody forward, would like to extend and present an appreciation token to you and Zarin Bhai for your services to the community, worldwide community. But this Levington is another Noshad Bhai's memory that this community will have forever. Noshad Bhai, can I please? Shakir Bhai, Ramzan Bhai, can you please come? Ali Hassan Qasim. Reader. Ali Hassan, by the way, is the Assistant Secretary of Africa Federation.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. I'll read out the citation. Africa Federation, Hoja Shia Ithnashi Jamaat, Chairman's Appreciation Award presented to Al-Haj Naushad Mirali on the occasion of the Africa Federation Furaha Sports Festival in Nairobi, Kenya, December 2017. Thank you for your immense support and contributions to the KSI community in Africa. Shabir Najafi, Chairman, the Federation of Hoja Shia Ithnashi Jamaats of Africa, 22nd December 2017, 3rd Rabiul Akhir, 1439 AH. Can you please recite aloud salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad?
The next speech, I have to just warn you about the next speaker. He's someone who has a pretty bad reputation of getting onto the mic, saying stuff that he really shouldn't, and speaking for longer than he does. I'm going to ask him to come on board. Please give him a loud salawat. I'm inviting Brother Shakir Merali, the chairman of Nairobi Jamaat. I have great memories of the various festivals that have happened. There are a few things that are always very common. Songea normally wins the volleyball. Mombasa and Nairobi start fighting in the football. And the guys from Dubai are so pretty you think that they should be wearing a hijab. We heard from Sheikh Ali today about the importance of sports being for the purpose of brotherhood. But for those of us who know we are sportsmen, while we say it doesn't matter if you win or lose, it's always good to win, correct? And I think that when we approach this sports festival, when we approach the games, as competitors, we are here to compete. But there are no gold medals as such, and something that you will be holding on to as value for the next 4 years or for the rest of your life. The competition is to enable brotherhood to happen. And so, I would request, deeply request, that as part of the engagement and the activities, this time, let's make sure that while the competition is firm, it remains fair. If the ball is out, let it be out. You try and make sure that there is nothing that happens in the game that compromises on the brotherhood. But fight for whatever points it is that you have. I was having a conversation with someone from Iraq the other day, and this lady was telling me about what she thought about our community. And it was quite remarkable to hear. given where we sit and stand today and how powerful we are in terms of how we punch above our weight, the fact that we have been uniquely blessed wherever it is that we land, the organization skills it is that we have, I think is something that we need to be innately proud of. And yet, when I ask members of our own community about ourselves, what I hear back varies. On the one hand, there is positivity, but I don't think, and I have had the opportunity of interacting with many different people from all over the world, I don't think that there is a group of people that is so negative about itself. I think that there is a lot that we have to be proud of, not least the faith that we follow and that ties and unites all of us. In environments like this, the best of who we are comes out, and you've seen that with some of the organization. And sometimes the worst of who we are comes out, where we might not appreciate the efforts that are made to be able to create events like this, where we might find ourselves sniping and backbiting, and just simply turning what should be an opportunity for deeper bonds and brotherhood between all of us to something where we're actually hurting each other. And I would humbly and sincerely request all of you, please, that let this be an advent of brotherhood, let this be an advent of closeness between all of us, let this be something where we all walk away with new friends and stronger bonds. I would also like to make one request to you, and this would be for Surah Fatiha, please. We have Brother Firoz Jagani, who has been a massive supporter of everything that we have in this community, from our school to various other institutions and various other activities that he has done, who is today in hospital, not doing very well. I'll request the sportsman, I know you're hungry, I know it's cold. Please, if I can just have all of you just silent for a minute, please. Thank you. Please. A Surah Fatiha for Brother Firoz Jagani. Bismillah. I have the honor of inviting up to the podium Dr. Mahmoud Mauji. Dr. Mahmoud Mauji is very well known in the UK by quite a few people who are tortured by him once a week as he drags them to various sports events. He has had the great success of actually getting some of our Khoja brothers to levels of fitness that are remarkable. If he can get them to stop eating nundu and stop smoking, I think we'll be in a fantastic position as a community. He is a motivational speaker. He is a trainer. He works with many different people, high net worth individuals, large corporates, and the like. And we have the great benefit of having him address us this evening. Please, a loud salawat for Dr. Mauji. Salawat.
Okay, can everyone hear me at the back? Let's get some noise. Can you hear me? Okay, perfect. Okay. Brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum. Okay, one thing, okay? Life is about energy, okay? So we need some noise here, okay? Let's go. Brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum. Let's get a bit louder. Brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum. Okay, great. Okay, firstly, if life is about energy, then energy is all about how we breathe. So one of the first gifts that I want to give you, which will inshallah help you during the week, is the gift to be able to breathe well. So what I'm going to ask you to do, can everyone stand up, ladies as well, please? Everyone. On the stage, everyone. Can everyone up? Everyone up. Okay, what I want you to do is I want you to put one hand on your chest and one hand on your stomach, okay? And I want you to take 2 really deep breaths in, okay? Really take the air in well. Good air in Nairobi, right? Good air in Nairobi. Brilliant. Okay. Who, when they took a deep breath in, whose hand on their chest went up first? Whose chest rose as they had a very big breath in? Hands up. Whose chest went up? Hands up. Whose chest? Okay. About 80% about here, okay? When we were born, Allah designed us to be belly breathers. So we were designed to be able to breathe from our stomachs. And that way you can take in 30% more oxygen. But because of our jobs, because of our posture, because of the way we sit, we become chest breathers as opposed to belly breathers. And if you can breathe from your stomach, you can take in 30% more oxygen and you can expel a lot of the gases which remain in your body for some time. So let's try that. When you breathe in, I want your stomach to fall out, okay? Don't be shy, we're all friends here, okay? So breathe in and let your stomach come out. And then when you breathe out, your stomach goes in. Feels strange, right? Try. Breathe in, stomach comes out. Breathe out, stomach goes in. Okay? If you can make this a habit, you have to try this and you have to remind yourself. But if you can keep this going for 30 days, anything in 30 days becomes a habit. I promise you, you will lead life on a different level. 30% more energy in life. Hands up. Who'd like 30% more energy in life? Brilliant. Do that, and I promise you that's something you'll have. Thank you very much, okay? Let's give ourselves a round of applause for playing full out. Let's have a seat, please. Let's have a seat. Okay, so firstly, have a seat, everyone, please. Can I get everyone to have a seat if you can? Just so I can see beyond you. Everyone. Okay, first of all, I feel so blessed and so happy to be here to inshallah try and serve you for the week. Question is, why am I here? Okay, why am I here? Let's keep the noise down. Let's try and get the most out of this. Let's play full out. Okay, so why am I here this week? Okay, I've got a dream that each and every one of us in this room, ladies and gents, can turn around at the age of 60, at the age of 70, at the age of 80, turn around and say, I led a life of no regret. Okay, who would like to lead a life of no regret? Hands up. Okay. Hands up. Everyone? No? Who would like to lead a life of no regrets? Okay, and what is the biggest regret that people have in their life? Anyone? The biggest regret which people have in their life is, I wish I'd led a life true to me. I wish I'd led a life on my terms. I wish I led a life which wasn't governed by the expectations of other people. Brothers and sisters, the biggest poison in life we have is regret. And each and every one of you sitting here, to some part of your life, are governed by someone else's expectation. Be it your mum, be it your dad, be it your friend, be it someone. But the one thing I can tell you is, on your last day on this earth, the one thing you'll never care about is what anyone thought about you. So why would you let it hold you back right now? Why? The question probably is, what's that got to do with why we're here? And you know what? It's got everything to do with why we're here. You know why? Why are we here? Festival. What's the name of the festival? Name of the festival? Yes. What does Furaha mean? Happiness. Furaha means happiness. So this is a festival which embodies happiness. Hands up over here. Who wants to be happy in life? Hands up. Come on, I'm sure it's more than this. Who wants to be happy? Ladies as well, raise your hands up. Who wants to be happy in life? Everyone, look around you. Everyone wants to be happy. But you know what? It's only through true happiness, and it's only through living a life full of energy that you can lead a life on your terms. That's it. Only through there that you can lead a life on your terms. And you know what? It's all about being able to give. And that's why we're here. Okay? So many studies have been done to show how is it that you get happiness in life. And what they've all showed is happiness isn't about what you get. Happiness is about what you 100%. It's all about what you give. And that's why we're here for these next 6 or 7 days. Okay? We're here to play as a team, we're here as a community, but we're here to compete. But it's all about how much you give to the person next to you. That if you can play the 51-49 game, that you give more to the person next to you that you expect to get in return, then you will get everything out of this week you want to and more. Because that's what life's about, right? The more you give, the more you get. See, I was at a conference speaking on happiness just a short while ago. And there was one person called Asad who stood up. He put his hand up and he said, you know what? I'm getting a bit older now. Life's kind of moving on. Things are getting a bit boring. I kind of miss the good old days. And you know what? That made me think. What is it? Good old days. Who else here, hands up, misses the good old days? Anyone? Anyone miss the good old days? Okay. Some hands up already. Right? Ladies as well. Ladies, hands up. Anyone miss the good old days? Okay. So it made me think, you know, what is it? What are the good old days? When do the good old days happen? Why do they happen? And you know, what if you could actually know you're in the good old days before they actually left you? How amazing would that be? So as I started looking into the good old days, I realized the good old days were the days when we all actually felt good about ourselves, when we really liked ourselves. So as I looked more into it, I found out 4 reasons to what makes up the good old days. Who wants to know the reasons? Hands up. Hands up. Come on. Who wants to know the 4 reasons for the good old days? Fine. Okay. The good old days were firstly symbolized by the times when we really felt good about ourselves. Everyone outside here, do you remember when you were younger, you had some goals and ambitions? Okay, maybe for career, maybe for work, maybe for marriage, maybe for relationships, maybe for your kids, maybe for your health. Where are those goals right now? Have you hit them? And if you haven't hit them, why? Do you know what I think it's about? I think sometimes it's about the people that we hang around with. That sometimes the people who we hang around with, they can't see our goals and they tell us it's not possible. And we then think it's not possible. But do you know what? Allah gave you your vision. Allah gave you your dream just for you. It wasn't for anyone else. Do you remember there was a time when you were younger and you really believed in yourself? You could wake up in the morning, you could put a Superman outfit on, you'd run around the lounge, run around the garden, and you'd really believe you're Superman with everything you have. And do you know what? If you can believe about yourself the same way right now, then I promise you can achieve everything which you want. Because who here sometimes wakes up in the morning thinking that there's more to life than what you have now? Because the thing is, Allah's put all of us on this earth with a gift. Each and every one of you were endowed with a gift at birth. And that gift could be anything. It could be cutting hair. It could be building buildings. It could be building businesses. It could be tech. It could be speaking. It could be fitness. Whatever it is. But the only way in which you can feel alive is to live inside your gift. See, because if you're standing on the cliff of life and you're peering down and you see all these other people soaring past you and you say, I wish I had what he had. I wish I had what she had. I wish I had what he had. Maybe these people are actually living inside their gift. And the only way that you can live inside your gift is by standing on the cliff of life, by peering down, by taking the risk, and by jumping. Because it's only when you jump off the cliff of life, and it's only when you pull your cord, and it's only when your gift opens out to you, that's when you live inside your gift. Because if you don't stand on the cliff of life, and if you don't take the risk, and if you don't look down, and if you don't jump, and you still wake up every single morning thinking there's more to life than what you have now, that's not living, right? That's just existing. And each and every one of you here who I see here, you're here for a reason, okay? The people who come to a festival like this are people who believe in themselves so much. You wouldn't be here if most of the time, each and every one of you didn't believe in yourself. You're here to believe, you're here to win, you're here to give. So do you know what, guys? That's the first box of the good old days ticked off. So turn around to the person next to you and give him a power high five. Go on, power high five. Everyone, turn around to the person next to you, power high five. On the stage, please, as well. Brilliant. Great. The good old days. Great stuff, thank you. So much energy, absolutely amazing. The good old days are secondly symbolized by the times. Guys, let's quieten down a little. The good old days are secondly symbolized by the times when you looked at pain as being something else. Each and every one of you here, let me ask you a question. Do you remember when you were younger, 8, 9, 10, actually being depressed? Does anyone remember being depressed at that age? No. Why? Because when you were younger, even though you didn't understand it, innately in your heart it was there that you knew that pain and that struggle is there to grow you. Guys, can we quieten down a bit? That pain and struggle was there to grow you. But as you grow older, all of a sudden we look at pain differently. We look at pain and hurdles very differently, and we feel it's holding us back. That what if we understood that pain and problems are Allah's way of growing us to the next chapter of our life? What if we understood that? And you know the creature which describes this the best is the lobster. You know what lobster is, right? A lobster is a mushy animal with a very rigid outer shell. But the question you're probably asking is, if the lobster has a rigid outer shell, how does it grow? You know, when a lobster wants to grow, it feels pain, it feels pressure, it feels confinement, and it begins to feel that. And what it has to do, it goes underneath a rock, and it painfully breaks its shell out, it grows, and then it grows a new shell. And that's what happens. See, the stimulus for a lobster to grow is pain, is problems, and is confinement. But my question is, what if lobsters had doctors? Then what would happen? The lobster would go to the doctor would give it a Valium, and all of a sudden, the lobster wouldn't feel pain, but it wouldn't grow, but it won't feel any pain. And you know where I'm going with this, right? That all of us, when we have pain, when we have problems, sometimes it's so much easier to reach for the pill cupboard than to actually understand why these are happening in our lives. But each and every one of you here, again, you're here for the festival, right? You're here to play your sport. You understand that your sport's going to be painful at times. There may be days, weeks and months when things aren't going right for you. But all of you understand that after every winter comes spring. And you need the pain to home in on your craft. You need the pain to get good at what you do. And you know what? That's amazing. So well done to each and every one of you. Do you know what? That's the second box of the good old days ticked off. So turn around to the person next to you and give them a power high five. Over here and on the stage as well, please. Awesome energy, brilliant. Okay, the good old days are thirdly symbolized by the people who we used to hang out with. Do you remember when you were younger? Everyone here, do you remember when you were younger? The friends you used to have. What kind of friends were they? They were people, the friends you used to have when you were younger, they were people who actually believed in you. They got the best out of you. Okay? They really wanted you to grow. But as we get older, guys, let's keep the noise down a bit. I love the energy, but let's keep the noise down. But as we get older, what happens? Sometimes the people we hang around with are the same people who don't believe in us. They're negative. They pull us down. They tell us it's not possible. Why is that? You know, every morning in the jungles of Africa, a gazelle wakes up. And the sole purpose of the gazelle is to outrun the fastest lion. And every morning in the jungles of Africa, a lion wakes up. And the sole purpose of the lion is to catch the slowest gazelle. You see, but the problem is that the gazelle's only concerned about itself. It goes in the meadow and the gazelle grazes. And the moment it smells a lion, what it does is it runs. And it runs as fast as it can. Until, do you know when? The lion stops chasing it, and then it stops. See, a gazelle needs an external factor to motivate it. It will only run when it is chased by a lion. But a lion's different. When the lion wakes up in the morning, the sole purpose of the lion is to feed its family and to get the habits and to get the strength to catch the slowest of gazelle. It doesn't need anyone to push it. Why? Because it hangs around with lions, and it is a lion. And my point here is that who you hang around with is who you become. You see, you can hang around with gazelles your whole life. You can run away from your problems. You can shy away. Okay? You can not live your potential. You can listen to the naysayers. And that's fine. Then you'll be a gazelle as well. Or you can be a lion. And when you hang around with lions, lions empower you. Lions allow you to become the best version of yourself. That's what lions do. And again, being here in this festival, each and every one of you is here to empower the person in your team. That's what sports is about, right? It's about empowering the person on your team, about making sure that everyone feels part of that team, making sure that everyone performs. Each and every one of you over here is a leader. Each and every one over here is a lion. And you know what? That's the third box of the good old days ticked off. So turn around to the person next to you and give them a power high five. Over here and on the stage as well, please. Brilliant. The good old days are lastly symbolized by our view of the world. You see, when we were younger, we all thought, we all believed that this world was a beautiful place. Why would Allah make a world which wasn't? A world of love, of passion, of compassion, of sympathy. But as we've grown up, we've seen what really happens in the world. It taints our view of the world. We get a filter which is put up. So all of a sudden, we don't think that the world is such a great place after all. And why? It's because of what we watch. Guys, let's keep the noise down here a bit, okay? It's because of what we watch. You know, there was a recent study which was done to show that the news is 10-1 negative. And certain places like the Constant Negative News Network, they call it CNN, all of these places, all they do is they pump out negativity, negativity, negativity. And why is that? Because we like to listen to negative things, because negativity sells. And do you know what's bigger than that? That the first 20 minutes of your morning when you wake up, your brain is wired that what happens on the first 20 minutes of your day, it follows you through the rest of the day. The 20 minutes in the morning sets your tone for the rest of the day. And we wake up in the morning, we turn our phones on, and we look at the news, and we listen to murders, muggings, rapes, and killings. And then we ask, why hasn't our day gone well? But you know what? The world is actually a beautiful place. That if we opened our eyes, and if we saw the miracles around us, we'd actually realize what a beautiful place this world is. You know, someone made a suggestion to Ariana Huffington recently. They said, what if you put a slider on your newspaper so that the Huffington Post has a slider so you can choose the amount of positive news that you want to see every day? How amazing would that be? See, but as I look over here, again, we're here for a sports festival, right? That each and every one of you here is here to empower each other. You're not here for yourself. You're here to give. You're here to give. You're here to give because what you understand that it's only through giving that you'll get what you need in life. And that's beauty, right? That is beautiful. And you know what? That's the fourth box of the good old days ticked off. So turn around to the person next to you. Give them a power high five. Here, the ladies on the stairs, on the stage and over here. Power high five. Everyone, let's play full out. Come on, let's play full out. So, brothers, sisters, I've got some good news here for you. That's all four boxes of the good old days ticked off. So, do you know what? Everyone here is actually living in the good old days. That one day, you're going to turn around and you're going to say, I wish I could have these days back. I wish I could have those days back. So you're in these days now. Live in them. Make the most of them. Never turn around and say, I didn't make the most of them. So let's clap it up for everyone here. These are the good days. Come on, let's get some energy in your clap. Come on. Let's get some noise up. Come on, everyone, let's get some noise up. Let's get the energy levels going. You know, even though now you may understand these are the good old days, there are some people over here, out here, in the ladies, on the stage, over here, who still can't live in the moment. That we're still finding it difficult to live in the moment. That why can't we enjoy things? And you know why? It's about one word. Who knows what that is? Problems. Problems. Who over here, please put your hand up, who's got a problem in their life? Any problem? Anyone? Who's got a problem in their life? Anyone? Greens, no problem. Wow, I need to come to your country. Okay, anyone? Problems, ladies, not many problems there. Anyone problems? Okay, look around you. Everyone has problems in life, right? But who over here, who finds their problems they have now are worse than the problems they had 5 years ago? Anyone else? Anyone? Who finds that the problems are getting worse year on year? Hands up? Yeah, most people, right? But it's not because your problems are getting harder, it's because you're becoming stronger. That, you know, when we understand the reason that problems happen in life, that it's Allah's way of actually making us stronger, then all of a sudden things change. That when you're in the middle of a problem, when you can stop and when you can step out and when you can realize that this is actually making you stronger, then all of a sudden you get to enjoy that problem. That you get to learn that this is where growth happens. You see, there was a farmer one day. And this farmer, his wife had just died. And this farmer had two things left. He had his son and he had a horse. His son would use the horse to go to the fields and plow every single day so they could earn some money so the farmer can live. And one day what happened is the one horse he had ran away. And all the villagers came out to the farmer and they said, oh my God, God doesn't love you. What's going on? Number one, your wife dies, then all you've got is this horse. Now your horse runs away. They go, how are you going to live? How are you going to make a living? What's going to happen? Surely God doesn't like you. Surely you've done something wrong in your life. And do you know what the farmer did? Guys, you can have some quiet here. Thank you. So what the farmer did is the farmer stood in front of the villagers. He bent his head. He nodded. And he said, maybe. And the villagers said, what does that mean? Anyway, a few days went on. And this one horse which ran away, he brought back 3 wild horses with him. And the villagers came back out. And they go, wow, God loves you. You're the luckiest guy here. Number one, you had no horse. Now you've got 3 horses. From being the poorest person in the village, you're the richest man in the village. How much must God love you? And all of a sudden, the farmer stood there, hands behind his back. He nodded at the villagers. And what did he say? Maybe. Exactly. Few days went on. The son got on one of the wild horses and he was taming the wild horse. All of a sudden the wild horse pushed the son off the horse. His son hit the wall, broke his legs. His son's in a cast on both legs and he's in a wheelchair. And the villagers come back out and they go, oh my God, what's wrong? God mustn't like you. All of a sudden you've gone from the poorest man to the richest man. Now your son can't even help you anymore. You know, something must be going wrong. Something must be going wrong in your life. What have you done wrong? The farmer stands in front of the villagers. He puts his hands out. He bends his head. And what does he say? Maybe. 3 days later, there was an announcement. The country announced it's going to war. It was going to war with another country which was 60 times more powerful than itself. But it knew it had to fight the war, okay, for ego purposes. You've got to fight the war. So the army said, we're coming around to each and every village to pick all the able-bodied men up who are going to come with us to fight the war. So the army came in. They pulled out everyone's sons and they came to the farmer. And what does it see? It saw the farmer's son is in a wheelchair. And he goes, we can't take you. So all the villagers come back out. They go, oh my God, God must love you so much. Our sons have been taken. They're all going to die. But your son has been saved. How lucky you are. How lucky you are. How lucky you are. So what does the farmer do? The farmer stands up. He bends his head. And what does he say? Maybe. Great. And do you know how this story ends? It doesn't end. This story just goes on and it goes on and it goes on. But what's the moral of this story? The moral is that you've got to trust the process, that Allah has your back covered, that when you understand that life doesn't happen to you, that life happens for you, then all of a sudden you can ask yourself the most important question in the world, that are you going through life or are you growing through life? You see, because whenever something quote unquote bad happens, it's always so easy to become negative and think why and all these problems are happening to me. But how do you know what's good and what's bad in your life when you just look at one piece of the puzzle? That's it. You need to take a step back and have a look. And it's only when you understand that you stop telling Allah how big your problems are, you start telling your problems how big Allah is. That life doesn't happen to you, that life happens for you. You see, when you speak to so many people who've been here with illnesses, who've been here with calamities, who've been here with bankruptcy, whose businesses have gone down, the one thing that they'll tell you is they turned out to be their biggest teachers. Why? Because without that, they wouldn't have had the perspective that they have now. Life doesn't happen to you, life happens for you. And what's the punchline? What's the punchline with my whole talk? Is that how many lives you change over this week is more important than how many trophies you lift. Okay? That the winner next Friday isn't the team. Next Friday the winner isn't the team who holds up the most amount of trophies, but it's the person who's become the better person day on day on day. And it's all about how much you give. It's all about how much you give. Okay? So what I want everyone to do is let's stand up. Let's give 5 power high fives to the people around us, everyone. And let's make this week the best week we've ever had. And give yourselves a big, huge clap up. Well done, guys. Let's go. Make it an awesome week. Make it a huge week, man. Oh. Thanks, bro. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dignitaries present, leader of the community and members of Furaha 2017 Sports Festival participants, spectators, all protocol observed. Assalamu alaikum. Today, when I see you all having come from far and wide to Nairobi to take part in sports bonanza, I am filled up with warm emotions and great pride. As chairman of Samir Group of Companies, the main sponsor of this festival, I am very happy to be associated with Furaha 2017. Our community has always held sports in high regards as it brings us together from different backgrounds, both young and old, to warm and fun participation. Our community has always held sports in high regards as it brings us together from different backgrounds, both young and old, to a warm and fun participation. Sports gives us an opportunity to challenge each other and strengthen our bonds, both in and out of the field of play. You will agree with me that not only does sports give one the opportunity to travel to other destinations and to meet other community members across the world, sports also helps to develop both mental and physical attributes of an individual. It enhances team efforts toward one common goal and keeps us busy and occupied. This is very important. As a community, we have had a very unique and advantageous position. Our structure was established many years ago, and we have guarded and made sure it remains intact to teach and enhance our institutional values. These values give every one of us a sense of belonging, a sense of ownership, and a sense of comfort. I remember when I was a young boy, we had physical activities at the local community centers. Anything and everything we did was generated from the local community centers. By extension, we would be very happy to participate in the religious and other activities arranged by the Jamaat. This allowed us to interact physically with our peers. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are seeing a shift within our community whereby it is becoming very extremely difficult to retain our values because of increased exposure to internet technology. This has diverted the interest, especially of you, the young generation. A lot of time is being spent in front of various devices, be it on television, telephones, internet games, and short messaging. We are seeing the physical exposure and outdoor games diminishing. We need to recognize and counter this trend, and one of the ways we can do this is to engage in various sporting activities and other forms of education within our community, and therefore very happy to see such a major festival organized this year. I understand we are represented here by individuals from 15 cities from 4 different continents. This is a great opportunity for all of us to meet and mingle with each other in a relaxed way, with one goal: for the love of sports. Take a moment to learn one of a few things from each other's country of origin and exchange context for a lasting relationship. Reignite old relationship and use technology to cement this relationship positively. Ladies and gentlemen, I take this opportunity to congratulate the organizing team of the Furaha Sports Festival. Mick and his team has done a great job, and I'm very, very impressed with it. And also the Nairobi Jamaat for a very well organized major event. I'm sure they have made all the necessary arrangements for you to have a comfortable and memorable experience during your stay in Nairobi. Ladies and gentlemen, I take this opportunity to just add one more word to my friend, the motivational speaker. We just need, in Samir Group, we have one word, which is our logo, which says TEA, Trust, Efficiency, Attitude. We are trustworthy, efficient, and have a positive attitude in life. The rest is easy. Ladies and gentlemen, I hereby declare the 2017 Furaha Sports Festival officially open. Best wishes to all of you. Wassalamu alaikum. The games are now officially open.
لا تبالي فالمعالي بالتحدي لا سواه. كن سعيدا كن فريدا عش بفخر في الحياة. لا تبالي فالمعالي بالتحدي لا سواه. بالتحدي لا سواه. ذلك الدهر الذي ترضى به. هل يراك الكون من صناعه؟ ذلك الدهر الذي ترضى به. هل يراك الكون من صناعه؟ ودع الأحلام يا فارسنا. كن بهذا العصر من أعلامه. ودع الأحلام يا فارسنا. كن بهذا العصر من أعلامه. كن بهذا العصر من أعلامه. كن سعيدا كن فريدا عش بفخر في الحياة، لا تبالي فالمعالي بالتحدي لا سواه. كن سعيدا كن فريدا عش بفخر في الحياة، لا تبالي فالمعالي بالتحدي لا سواه، بالتحدي لا سواه. إنما المشتاق للمجد التلي